What's up guys, welcome back to another video, hope you're all doing well today. Today I am going to be covering 2022 Badlands MX by Rock Chalice. Now, I had a look through the comments of this track before playing it, and I'm pretty disgusted, to be honest with you, by some of the comments people are leaving. Like people just slating the track left, right and centre, like saying, did you even test this, the track's far too skinny, no ruts, blah blah blah. So I'm going to kind of do my own judgment for you guys today. We're going to have a few laps around here and see what's what. And I suppose before I really get into the track too much or say anything about it, and if it is like too skinny or how the ruts feel and such, when I read things like that, I feel really like bad for the content creators, because I mean Rock Chalice has given us God knows how many tracks at this point, all for free as well, bearing in mind, doesn't charge or anything like that. And to see people just going in and slating the work without even being constructive in any way whatsoever is very, very disappointing to see. I can't imagine how much it probably knocked his confidence at the time, and even someone else left a comment saying this really doesn't make me want to kind of make and release any tracks, like a new content creator that being, and it's like, don't want to get into track creating if this is how people react to it. And it's disappointing. I mean, first hand, whilst I'm riding around right here, this isn't too skinny. Like if I come to stop, that's me in third person. Let me hop into replay real quick. We'll go into orbit cam. Let's quickly forwards to me coming to a stop right here. Right, so if I go into free roam, if my hands actually do what I tell them to do. Right, so there's one of me. I can definitely fit 1, 2, 3, probably 4 of me this side, probably another 5 of me this side. And I don't understand the mentality of all tracks need to be like wide open, really fast everywhere. If you can't hold your line, skill issue. Just get better, I suppose. But also, why's my hand off the bars there? Maybe I pulled a tear off. This setup looks pretty nice, by the way. I do have to admit, I do like it. Just a combination of various skins. But so I don't get it. I mean, there's ruts in the corners as well. I saw there was an update to this track prior to me downloading it. I'm not sure if that was the case if the ruts were added after the fact and the corners were just flat before then. Then if so, fair enough, that's a valid comment. But the skinniness comment, I don't get. Like even here, there's 2 lines. There are 2 separate lines. If you can't get around people or you can't hold your line properly to stay within that much of a track, then I think you need more practice. Well, I mean, we always throw around the skill issue comment as a joke every now and then, but sometimes it does genuinely like reign true. I mean, I've got no issue with it so far. Granted, I've not raced with anybody. I imagine online lobbies when people might be a little bit more unpredictable, it might be a bit harder. But if you're racing with your mates and you just keep getting into each other all the time, then maybe it's a reflection of yourselves. You need to just try and wind things back a little bit, be a bit more precise, and try and hit things 100 mile an hour all the time. That's something that I don't want to kind of slate a whole region, because I don't think it applies to everyone, but I noticed that a hell of a lot of the complaints seem to come from the NA side of things. Taking in a different example, totally going a little bit off track right now, with the recent announcements that the aerial motocross tracks will have to be paid for by track. I think it's like $1.50. The announcement got made in both the North American and the European Discords, and the NA one just went absolutely wild. You know, and I'm not pushing people's opinions on anybody. I don't agree with it being on a per track basis. I would much rather it be paid for a series, so to speak. Kind of how MX Simulator does it. You know, you pay for the series and then everybody gets the track. Not just a case of only the people that want to be really racing it are going to buy it, because I think that's unfair to the community as a whole. I think if it's paying for a series, then you know the track creators, they still get their fee, they still get their money for their work that they're putting in, and then kind of the general community doesn't suffer for it as well, because the track gets released for everybody. But I'm not. That's probably a topic for a whole nother video. But just again to emphasise just how the different discords and the different communities react to things. And I'd say it's very hard not to paint everyone with the same brush, but that NA Discord, I wanted to go to bed early that night because I had to get up to go riding the next day, but I was up for a good hour or so just reading through it. I was doing a little bit of instigating because I find it quite funny as well, just seeing people's reactions. I said my piece. I don't have a whole lot more to say on it, other than I think that I've got no issue with it being paid for. I just think the way that it's being implemented is a little bit backwards, in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, it hasn't happened yet. It's still going to be implemented in the coming 2, maybe 3 weeks or so, whenever motocross starts. I want to say there's a week gap in between, like IRL, but I have no idea. I'm not sure. We've not got all the details and release dates and stuff yet, but I look forward to the outdoor season nonetheless. I've been put in a little bit of a tricky situation, actually, because I've been saying over the last month or so that I want to take part in the MX Simulator Nationals, and I believe, obviously we've not got confirmation on the aerial side of things yet, but I believe they're probably still going to be done on a Friday, exactly the same as the Supercross was. And to my knowledge, RF is also on a Friday. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I could do both, for sure. But I'm not sure how it's going to impact me on the riding side of things. So if I hop straight from bikes over to sim, I can't imagine I ride too well. So that's going to hinder me in some regards. But if I can do both, I will. If I can't, then maybe I'll just mix and match each week. I can't see myself being in title contention on the MX side, on the outdoor side of things on bikes. I've just never been amazing outdoors. I much prefer my Supercross. There's just something about it that I just find a lot easier, you know, and I really enjoy it more as well. Plus, I think the motor was going to be 30 minutes plus 2 laps, which I don't know if my hands can hold on for that long. I get such bad cramp because it's my own doing with how I set up my controls when I first started playing the game. I have to hold down my my right analog stick to sit down anywhere, rather than just press it once and then do it again. It's just how I've learned it. I don't want to change it at all. But yeah, if you can imagine 30 minutes plus 2 laps on some of the tracks that are fairly wide open, so you're sitting down quite a lot, you get a little bit of a hand cramp going on. Which isn't too pleasant at all, but we'll face it. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure I can soldier through. I'm a big boy. I can survive a little bit of hand cramp every Friday night or so. Although when you then mix in the RF 30 minutes plus 2 laps as well, on top of that, I'll wake up Saturday morning with just no hands. I'll just get arthritis in my fingers. I won't be able to move at all. But going back to this track, sorry, I know I always get off on a little bit of a tangent. I am disappointed by how people have reacted to it. I don't really see any issue with it whatsoever. 100% parts of the track are like this right here. I think this might be the skinniest part of the track, but really, how many like hard passes are you going to be trying to make on people going up the inside here, for example? I don't know. I don't get it. I think that people have been way too harsh with their criticisms of this, to the point where there wasn't even good feedback. It wasn't like, oh, track's good, maybe the only thing you can improve for the next one is maybe make some of the sections a little bit wider or add some different differentiation in ruts, rather than I can see why it's called Badlands, it lives up to its name, track's awful, blah blah blah. It just sounds a little bit spoiled to me. But Rock Chalice, if you do watch this, I don't know if you watch my videos, I would say kind of don't take it to heart, just try and maybe learn from it and grow from it moving forwards. And from what I've seen, the people that have actually ridden Badlands in person have said that it's a pretty spot-on replica. Apparently it is quite a narrow track in person as well, and there's always that fine line between making a good replica and then making a track that rides really easily in bikes as well. I don't think they translate well to each other. If I was to make my one of the tracks that I go to fairly often, for example, called Wild Tracks, it's in Chippenham in the UK. If that was like a 1-to-1 scale replica, it would be absolutely awful in bikes. You know, it's far too tight and twisty for this game's physics. But then it would also, if it was made like that, it would be a good replica track, which is what some people go for. So it's really hard. I'm sure there's a very fine line between what you do, and quite often when people upload tracks saying, oh, I've replicated my hometown track but altered a few sections to make it ride better, I can understand why. But if you're having a track like Badlands, where it's quite a popular track, you know, I've even been from the UK, I've heard of Badlands a couple of times, and it's just like, do you want to do it dirty? Do you want to really amend things just to make it work a little bit better in the game, or do you want it to be a true replica, which is, I think, what Rock Chalice is going for? And in my opinion, I don't think it's a bad track at all. I'm having quite a good bit of fun riding around it. I've mixed it up a little bit today. I'm on the RM rather than the Husky, just to change things up, give you guys something a little bit different to look at, so you're not always seeing a white fender all the time. I'm recording this on a Sunday, and at the point of recording this as well, I'm going to be trying to do almost like a warm-up national race. I think there's a Red Bull outdoor series going on, and I think today's race is on Baja, and Baja is such a wide-open track. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, when we done it last year for the, I don't think it was an aerial at that time, it was PDMX, Prospect Designs Motocross, we used like 9 litres of fuel in a 30-minute race. It's ridiculous. You're just on the throttle absolutely everywhere. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of practicing of that after this, just to try and get in the flow of outdoors a little bit more. I say the last few months I've really just been focusing on the Supercross side of things. Even if I hop on bikes in my spare time, for the most part I'll be doing Supercross. It's only for these videos that I go outdoors. I've downloaded a few different skins for things just to mix it up a little bit, as I've not got any outdoor skins at all yet. Nothing's finalised as such. There's some people were asking me if I was going to mix up the bike for the actual season, and I don't think I am. I know it's probably sad for some of you to hear, because you probably do get sick of seeing the Husky after a while, but it's 100% just a comfortability thing. Like for me, I mean, I hopped on Baja even before recording this just to run a couple laps, and I rode it on the Suzuki that you're seeing right now, and then I hopped on the Husky, and within 2 laps I'd beaten my Suzuki time by 2 seconds, and that's a hell of a lot of time to like give away to people on nationals tracks. And I know that the competition's going to be a lot tougher for outdoors, mostly in part because I'm not as good at outdoors as well, so I'm going to be kind of more in the realm of like normality, like with the bulk of the field, but then at the same time a lot more people enjoy outdoors than Supercross, so you'll get a lot more people signing up. Qualifying times will be incredibly close, and I just think the racing overall is going to be really, really intense. And I mean, at the start of the Supercross season I only wanted to get like top 5, and it ended up going much better than that, but even for the outdoors, again, I'm just going to try, and I just want top 5 overall for the end of the season. That's if I do every round. I can't guarantee I'm going to do every round, say, because I'm going to be trying to mix in a little bit of MX Simulator. I think I've got like vacation due towards the end of the year as well. I know it doesn't go towards the end of the year, but I think it's around. So we're in May. I think I'm planning on going away like at some point around September time. So I'm not sure if it's 12 rounds, so that's 3 months. June, July, August. Oh no, it should be okay. We should get it all done by the time that comes around, so I might be okay. We'll see. Obviously, it's all up in the air. I can't give any definitive information at all at this point in time. But as towards the main point of this video, with people being just flat out rude, to be honest. I mean, I know everybody says whatever they want behind a keyboard because it's not in person, but just wind it back a bit, you know. Try and be a little bit more respectful. Respect does go a long way. Being an arsehole, well, not being an arsehole doesn't cost anything, you know. It's not really hard to type what someone could improve on, rather than just saying that something is flat out shit, because it's not even true. I imagine that Rock Chalice has read that and been like, well fuck, I don't really want to do anything else now. Like, what's the point of me working on these tracks for people for free if nobody kind of enjoys it, or nobody like appreciates the work that goes into it. And as I said earlier, I just don't listen to them. I think it's a very good track, very enjoyable. I definitely think the 450 for me is a little bit overkill, because I'm not lying when I say it is a tight track. However, that doesn't mean it's too tight of a track. It's purely just a different riding style. And I think if you're racing with a couple of buddies around here that actually know how to ride and know how to hold their lines and have awareness around them, you'd actually have a fun time. But yeah, just a little bit disappointed, and I feel like this has been a little bit of a like a rant or moaning at people rather than anything too positive or constructive today. But I just thought I'd let my feelings be known. Try and give Rock Chalice a little bit of I don't know, a bit of an uplift, you know. Try and cheer him up a little bit after those comments. And there wasn't just 1 or 2, there was a whole bunch, like 10 plus of people just being absolute dickheads. And I tell you what, they'll probably be the same people complaining that we're not getting any tracks when all the creators leave because of their arsehole attitude towards it. So as I said before, I said in other videos, appreciate what you've got whilst you got it, because it ain't going to be around forever. So I think that would do it from me. I'll sign off here. Apologies that this one's been a bit of a bit more on the negative side, but I feel like I just wanted to speak my mind a little bit. We don't do this too often when we get negative. I feel like we're positive here for the most part, as I absolutely clatter that Marshall stand. Jesus Christ, thank God there was no one actually stood there. That would have been dangerous. But that would do it for me. I hope you've enjoyed the video regardless. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, whatever it is you guys are up to. Until I catch you in the next video. Peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain, even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want. I got salt.